Hello and welcome to the Upward Bow YouTube channel. I am the eponymous Bow, but you can also call me by my real name if you know it. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about the Nine of Swords because that is the card that I pulled today, January 19th, 2024. And specifically, I have pulled this version from the Sasurai Bito Tarot by Stasia Burrington, one of my favorite decks. And you can see that this card is a lot of mental anguish. It is a lot of anxiety and worry and fear. And it's not a fun time. The Nine of Swords is the card that comes up when you are being plagued with fears that keep you up at night. And the traditional, I can just get it. So in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith version of the Nine of Swords, you can see that this figure is up at night despite the fact that they have this very lush bedding. They cannot sleep because of all of these swords that are hanging on the walls. And despite the fact that those swords are not immediately in their physical vicinity, like it's not about to harm them, it's not about to hurt them. Like they're physically nearby, but they're not in harm's way. Like the figure isn't in harm's way. They're not like the Eight of Swords, where it's all around them. And even with the Eight of Swords, this person is not, they're not about to trip and impale themselves. So the Nine of Swords just takes that idea of like, even when you're not physically in danger, all of those fears, all those anxieties, all of those things that haunt you are still around. And when this card comes up, it's like, what is really plaguing you and why? And also, are you acknowledging them? Because, you know, even though they're not physically harming you, if they are in your way, if they are on the walls, if they are framing your existence, and every time you wake up, you can see a whole slew of them, that's not fun either. I think something that I always appreciate about the Suit of Swords is the idea that these swords are individually something that you can grasp. Like you look at this and you can see the hilts, you can see the blade, you can see the differentiation. And if you open your eyes, there's no mistaking what you're holding on to. And I think when it comes to concepts of anxiety and fear, if you can name the thing, if you can say that, like, I'm afraid of what my job situation will be, or my finances, or what's going on with this family member, or my health. And you know, when it's the Nine of Swords, it's like maybe it's all those things. Maybe it is a million things that are weighing down on us. But the thing is, we can't close our eyes to it because then we can't find the solutions to them. There's something weirdly comforting about the Suit of Swords, at least for me. And that's the idea that like there's rigidity to them. Swords exist as this singular, like by piece idea that you can pull apart. If you look at this card, you can see the hilts, you can know what the blades are, and you can find your way. You can navigate around it. It's not like getting burned up in the Suit of Wands, and it's not like getting washed away in the Suit of Cups. Like I said, the Nine of Swords was a personal pull for today, and my problems cannot be ignored. It is telling me that I need to address the things that scare me, address the things that are weighing on me, address the to-do list, even if it's a basic to-do list, like do your laundry, fold those clothes. Like that also weighs on all of us. But when the Nine of Swords pops up, it's like, can you name the things that are bothering you? Can you confront them at least. You don't have to deal with them immediately. Well, you probably should. But it's like if we look at this figure covering their face, covering their, closing their eyes, I should say. Like the traditional one is the one that is covering their face. I mean, I empathize. This person could be crying, and I am certainly not one who hasn't cried myself to sleep, especially the past few months. But, you can't stay in that state forever, and those are all the cards, that's life. But I think with the minor arcana, there is that sense that you can't stay in it. You're not forced to stay in anything. When the Nine of Swords pops up, my request is that you don't be afraid of it. My question is, can you see what it is you're dealing with first? And I think we don't have to be so aggressive in how we approach our problems. We don't have to be the Knight of Swords, right? We don't have to immediately jump into the fray. But we do have to look at what it is that plagues us, that haunts us, that makes us feel like we cannot escape. So, again, it's a strength year. It's a strength year, and that requires facing a problem head on, looking the lion in its maw, and just being willing to address what scares us. So, if you have pulled the Nine of Swords recently, I hope you know what it is you're dealing with, and I hope you find the support that you need. If you found this video useful, if it even helped you get to sleep, please send me a like, subscribe to the channel, or give me a comment.